Alright children, we just started today only with the steps in clotting, and in our previous video we have just now completed with step 1 and we saw how the prothrombin activator complex is formed. Moving on to step 2 children, here we will see the conversion of prothrombin, which is an inactive enzyme, into active thrombin. This is the active form of the enzyme, right? And this happens with the catalytic effect of calcium 2 plus ions. So what is prothrombin children? It is an inactive form of the enzyme thrombin, and this is going to further, that is this thrombin is going to further activate the step number 3. Alright, that is conversion of fibrinogen into fibrin. Now this prothrombin is produced in the liver in presence of vitamin K. So vitamin K is a very important vitamin for the blood clotting process, right? And prothrombin occurs in plasma in an inactive form. Prothrombin molecules, that is in the region of cut or injury, the prothrombin molecules adhere, that is stick to the receptors of blood platelets that get accumulated on the cut surface. Alright, and then finally end product of step 2 is that we have thrombin in an active form ready. Step 3 of blood clotting is the conversion of fibrinogen to active fibrin. Right, now this thrombin is going to catalyze the conversion of soluble plasma protein called fibrinogen into fibrin monomers, that is a single unit of that polymerization reaction, and these fibrin monomers will undergo the polymerization reaction along with factor number 13, and this will form fibrin fibers, which is insoluble. Now being insoluble, these fibers, they settle down forming a mesh, and one very important factor is factor number 13. So overall in step 1, 2 and 3, how many factors played a very key role children in the process of blood clotting? Let's revise quickly. In step 1 we talked about 4 factors, that is let us begin from step 1 over here. Factor 3 is formed, or the TF or tissue factor. Then here clotting factor 7, 5, 4 and 10, they all played the role, and here factor number 13, right? So as the end product of step number 3, the insoluble fibrin fibers are formed. The last step of blood clotting is step number 4, where we talk about conversion, or let's say formation of the blood clot. This is the decisive step here, the final step. And in this formation, what happens? Factor 13, just now we talked about this factor 13 over here, right? This factor 13, which is also called as FSF. In other ways, fiber stabilizing factor, that is the fibers formed will be stabilized permanently, right? And they produce a meshwork or a network of protein fibrin. This will entrap the various blood cells, platelets, and trap some plasma. Alright, that's trapped in between, and this is together, all together, going to be known as the blood clot. Alright, now this will be contracting, the blood clot starts contracting due to contraction of the platelets, and the serum separates out. So that completes the entire process of clotting children. Let's quickly revise once again. Blood clotting, there are only 4 steps. As I told you, you have this in class 10 children, but here you'll find it much more advanced than what you studied in class 10, and especially the composition of the factors here that are there, what names are there, etc. So everything that is in extra children, make sure that you're learning it thoroughly, right? There are 4 steps of blood clotting, step 1, 2, 3 and 4. And end product is that a final clot is formed that stops the blood from oozing out of the injured or cut part. Now certain questions let's talk about over here. What happens if vitamin K is insufficient in our diet? Vitamin K, suppose we are not having properly in our diet, what will happen? clotting becomes inefficient. The answer is that the clotting becomes inefficient as it produces symptoms similar to those of hemophilia. Alright, why does this happen, children? Where is vitamin K playing the role? Let's go back to it. Vitamin K, we talked about here that this prothrombin, the inactive enzyme, is produced in liver in the presence of vitamin K. So if this goes missing, this conversion of prothrombin to thrombin will not take place, and naturally the later processes will also be not effective. So it's a must that during clotting process, the calcium ions and the vitamin K, they have to be present. This is the only vitamin that plays a very important role, and calcium ions, they are also playing a key role for the various conversions. So herewith we complete the entire process of blood clotting. So let's see what all things we have done in 2 videos of today, children. I have completed the RH incompatibility during pregnancy. Then in the previous video we also talked about carbon monoxide poisoning, spleen, the graveyard of RBCs, clotting or coagulation of blood, various definitions of thrombus or clot, serum, clotting time in a healthy body, that is 3 to 5 minutes, definition of clotting factors, and the steps of clotting that is there with all the enzymatic, or let's say the catalytic effects, and the composition of whatever is formed in detail. And today we are stopping here. My next video tomorrow will be on the lymphatic system, or the further parts that are going to be left. So I am uploading the notes, children, of everything that I have discussed today, children. Please make up your work, read the text thoroughly, and find whatever your problems are there. If you find any, please upload your questions and I'll definitely solve them. Thank you.